Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents the Flavor of Love Kickback live. If you are new here, we go live here every week to talk about the classic reality show Flavor of Love and to track the journey of the Flavor of Love cinematic universe starring Tiffany New York Pollard. And so with me, a Tiffany New York Pollard twin, Chantele, who is watching Flavor of Love for the very first time.
Thank you for having me. Of course, this is my favorite time of the week. Being forced to watch something so epic and so insane, and it's just such a delight. Like, I'm so happy. I say it every week. I'm so happy that I didn't waste my first watching experience on my 20s. Like, I'm so grateful. So loving it. This was a fun episode as well. Yeah, and I love talking to you.
No, this is so much fun. This is really like the highlight of my week for sure. Big shout out to all the people who pop in for the chat every week, or for the people who don't get a chance to watch for the chat, but they do come and check us out on YouTube. That is youtube.com/@recapkickback. You can catch all our live videos here, or for the real ones that are on Twitch, I see you, RHAP Fan 2020. Yeah, we're doing the things. We're here talking about Flavor of Love, and we gotta jump in because this season has been delivering still. And so, Chantele, let's just talk about it. Crazy kind of has a big episode this time around. Her and Flav are getting extremely close. Now, he was supposed to give the women a lot more time with him this time around. He says, all right, like, I didn't get the chance to sit with all of y'all, but I'm going to make a special time for each of you. And he doesn't. He ends up changing his plans completely and basically staying up with Crazy until 4 a.m. and making all the other women very jealous.
This happens. It tends to happen on all reality shows like that have happened after that. Like, he likes her. He's already said that she kind of reminds him of the mother of his children, or some of his children. They vibe a little bit together. You know what I mean? We see that she likes his company. She's beautiful. Why wouldn't he want to spend more time with her? And so I do think it looks like she's a front runner. I think I said she was a front runner from the very beginning. And this kind of just proves that he wants to spend more time with her, and he's not really thinking about anybody else when he's with her, you know?
Yeah, and this is a big moment for her for sure, because this is just off the back. So like Flav eliminating a couple people who we would say probably weren't here for the right reasons or whatever, but like, you know, like Spunky and Wire, we ain't see it for them. And so now it feels like he's going to try to give time to the people that he actually really enjoys. Even though Spunky and Wire were very confused that they were eliminated and something got to stay after shitting all over the floor. But they don't know this, but her time is not for long either here. But watching from above from Crazy and Flav's date is Boots. She is not happy. She's making sure that this woman is not getting too close to her man. And she says she's going to step up her game and get all the fake bitches out of the house.
I like Boots. she's coming to play. Like, she wants to get her man. She's taking her claim. I think she recognizes that Crazy actually is a threat. Whether Crazy is there for the right reasons or not, she does recognize that she's a threat. And so, hey, for TV, I want you to go in there, mess that shit up, like, go stake your claim. Like, I want you to do this. In real life, I might be like, well, maybe you should take another approach. But in this one, I'm like, no, go grab those braids. Like, not my man.
This is the only time where we can watch a dating show and be like, yeah, do that. And then expect that maybe it could possibly happen. We've in 2 seasons, we have witnessed 2 fights, 2 physical altercations. And so I am not surprised that there are definitely moments where it thinks like, all right, if y'all are here to play the game, grab her hair, you know, pull her, fight her a little bit.
Get her.
How far are we in on this? Now, Chantele, for the new people here, they are asking in the chat, are you loving this season? How do you feel about season 2?
I love it. This season, this episode, like, we'll get to it, but like, it was a good episode. It didn't have a lot of like crazy drama, but it had some good stuff in here that, like, we're obviously going to talk about it. I'm loving it. I don't think I could not like it. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, there's always drama. there's always good drama on Flavor of Love, even if it gets a little messy. There's definitely some problematic undertones, but we're looking at this from the future. They don't know that we're going to be judging them so harshly years later. And maybe if they did, they wouldn't have acted like this. But here we are. It's crazy. Let's talk about that. Well, crazy a little bit more because she comes back to the room and talks to all of her friends about her date and how much she just loves Flav. I just feeling him so much. And then we cut to Delicious talking to Crazy, and she's telling her like, "Oh, you had a great date the night before. Flav had been mentioning you around the house, so it feels like you were destined to get picked, and that Flav really likes you." Crazy, of course, really appreciates this, and she tells us that Delicious is a sincere woman who's very trustworthy, and she loves her to death, and she thinks that Delicious is just a beautiful soul. Well, we got.
Did she say best friend or best friend in the house? And I was like, okay. So like, I do also like seeing who's kind of friendly or like, so we can see if more drama ensues, you know. But I wish I knew how they became best friends or whatever. But you know,
yeah, they're vibing really good together, Delicious and Crazy. But Delicious tells us in confessional that their days as close friends are most likely numbered because she is not there to make friends, and this is a competition. So, yeah, what do you think about this? Where Crazy thinks Delicious is her friend, and Delicious is not here to make friends.
well, I feel like it's going to cause drama for sure. Because anytime it's kind of like a one-sided thing, that so Delicious is going to be operating for herself, and she's not going to be considering Crazy, and Crazy's going to be thinking like, no, you should be considering me because I think very highly of you. I think that we're really good friends. So that disconnect is definitely going to cause drama, and it could cause pulling braids kind of drama because like that's like definitely going to be touching a sore spot.
Yeah, and Crazy is the one with cornrows. So if anybody's braids are going to get pulled, I think we should be concerned about Crazy and not Delicious. They end up getting a flavorgram, and we are told that the women have to split up. And this is very reminiscent of last season, Chantele, where we saw New York's group have to go deal with the elderly people. And I don't remember what the other group did. Do you remember what the other date was in that episode?
Did they split up or did
They
they?
did. Oh yeah, the kids. They had the elderly group, and then they had the group that had to go deal with
Oh
the
yes,
kids.
the kid
Yeah,
that barfed on I can't remember who, but yes.
and Pumpkin was very concerned because she's a cheerleader and coach, and then the kids didn't really like her too much, and so she didn't want that to make her look bad. I have a feeling that that is not the thing that made Pumpkin look bad from season one.
I forgot about that. We should have talked kids like spitting on somebody. Anyways, I went back to that job. I don't think she was planning on going back to that job after all of her stints on reality TV. Anyways,
So what do you think ended up happening to Pumpkin immediately after the show? Like if she doesn't go back to like babysitting and cheerleading coaching, do you think there were like other employment opportunities that opened up after her showing on the show? Because I figure maybe not.
I don't think employment wise, but I wouldn't be surprised if the reality TV world still try to snatch her up. Like she probably has done another show. I think she probably had a lot of interviews with like entertainment news stations type things. Like I feel like she was heavily involved in conversations, and she might have been on other reality shows that we just have never seen or heard of. You know,
right? Or
I would look it up, but you say I can't research.
You cannot research anything. Okay, no spoilers for Chantele. But yes, this group ends up the first five going off to Flav's assistants at a restaurant. Okay, they're gonna go work at his most favorite restaurant in the city, and so we have Crazy, Buck Wild, Toasty, Delicious, and Boots going to go help Flav out. And Flav took them to M&M Soul Food and put them to work immediately. He says he wants a girl who's able to make her own money instead of spending all of his. Now, spending all of his money was a big theme of last season. You know, Hottie and to an extent, New York very much came in and said, "This is my home. This is my money." Hottie famously lives and dies by that quote that season. Okay, this is my money, and I'm going to kick all you women out and turn that room into a study. So he doesn't want that energy this time.
I would definitely go on this date though, because I feel like it would be the easier date to. No, wait, you don't think so? You've never worked in a restaurant before?
Yeah, I've never worked in a restaurant before, and so so it is very intimidating to someone like me who has never worked in a restaurant before to think like that's something easy because it doesn't look easy to me. Now I think they're like wait staff, like you sign me up, I'll take the plates out, take the trays out. But as far as like some like in the kitchen, I'm useless. Keep me out of there.
Chappell, you can't cook?
I can cook for me and for my household and for my friends, but to cook on like a line, I think
mean, I've
that's
never
my
cooked on
business.
a line. I don't know
Yeah.
how I would do in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But I think every other position and I could probably do. And I could probably
So
handle cooking on the line too, but like I've never done it before.
So I thought maybe I could handle cooking on a line until I saw the same thing that Boots saw. She's in the back, and another flashback to season 1. Boots has to fight a chicken, basically.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's no way that they would actually have chickens that they need to pluck their feathers from. Like, that is definitely them putting that in there for the show. There's 0% chance that that is real, and 0% chance that they served anybody the chicken or the fish that they were, deboning or whatever they're doing with the fish. But it was gag worthy. I did gag.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, like, yeah, you come over my house, I got you. I'm about to fire it up. You can put me on the grill, I'm good. You put me in the kitchen and you're like, hey, there's a chicken back there. You got to get the plucking feathers. I'm like, I don't really want to do this. This is like,
what about on Survivor? Would you do it on Survivor?
Oh, absolutely. Like that's one thing I'm gonna learn how to do is eat to live. That's how I can get. That's one of my survival skills. Is that there's not an animal you can put, and no disrespect to the animal lovers, but there's not one you can put in front of me and be like, I'm a starve. I'll figure it out. So I'll figure it out. And so,
rat,
is it dead?
By your hands, by your own hands.
Then it can get cooked. And so. But again, that's on a Survivor island. You would never see me chasing after no rat in real life. But again, there are not many animals where I would be like, no, I'm good. Most of them can get it. So here we have, I think it's Boots and Something are back behind the scenes in the kitchen trying to prep for this food. And Something is not taking this seriously. A lot of the other women are noticing as well that she's just back there having a good time. But she says, if I have to do something gruesome, like plucking this chicken and all this other stuff, then I might as well have a good time. How do you feel about Something's approach?
Well, what did Flav say to them in the beginning? That they couldn't get fired, right?
He said, please don't get fired.
So I would be doing whatever it took to not get fired. Like I do listen to rules, and I like being the shining star A+ student. So I would not take her approach. I think that she should have listened to what he asked for and like try to do her best. Yeah, make it fun, sure, but like don't make fun of the situation necessarily if you don't want to get fired.
Right. Toasty ends up being the hostess. She's never worked in a restaurant before. She doesn't even know what soul food is. Toasty just there for the vibes. Right. No one's shocked. And then you have, but on the other end, you have Buck Wild, who waits tables 6 days a week and is very comfortable in her role. So comfortable that instead of singing happy birthday for this nice older Black woman, she decides to freestyle a rap and causing the neighboring Black folks to look on and ask, where are you from? And she says, i.e. California, straight out of Upland. So we now know exactly where she is from. She's from the Inland Empire. I've looked it up. I'm like that now. I don't see no ghetto around there. I don't know where it is. Typically there's a low income area nearby, and in most cities, but yeah. I don't know if I would have gotten this vibe from most of the Becky Buck Wilds in the world.
How old do you think it was when Buck Wild made this transition? Because like there has to be. You think like as Buck Wild, like as like a little baby, she's acting like this.
Wait, my favorite thing is that you said this transition. Like there was like an inciting incident in her life where she was like, you know what? I think I'm Buck Wild now. I think I'm Buck Wild.
Well, there has to be an origin story, right? Like, yeah. When did it happen? Also, please tell me you transcribed her rap.
I did not, because I tried to, and I was just so embarrassed that I just couldn't. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, honestly. No, Buck Wild's an interesting character. So yeah, Mel in the chat says she's an OG. Okay, she was like this from birth. But
Baby Buck Wild.
Yeah, there was since day one. I feel like, it's like if you have like a friend group that kind of, talks like this, maybe that's something you pick up off of them. She just isn't giving me the vibe of someone who is like been around this group of people in a sincere way. Cause like her freestyle, like you said, it was not like nonsense. It wasn't like she said anything of like where I was like, oh, this woman can rap or something like that. Not to say that you have to be able to rap to connect with this group, but why was your instinct to start rapping? You could have just sang happy birthday like everybody else.
Yeah, and if you're not good at rapping, wouldn't you just not do that? Or do you
You
think
didn't
that she
have
thinks
to do
she's
that.
good?
Yeah, she didn't have to do
Oh,
that. Nobody was begging for this, right?
yeah. So does she think that she's good?
Oh, does she think that she's good? I I don't think I think she was bad. I think she was awful. Does
Right.
she think she's good?
Because like I don't like doing things that I'm not good at, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like maybe I'll do it once to see whether or not I'm good at it or not. So was that her first time ever doing a little rap, a little freestyle?
There's absolutely no way that this was her first time rapping, because she just comes off as the type of person who you have to tell to stop. Like, cut it out. We didn't ask for that. These people said sing happy birthday and she just started rapping out of instinct. Like, that was her knee-jerk reaction. She does this way too much. I can't prove it, but I know she does.
Now, do you think that people that are actually around her, do you think that they encourage this and tell her that she's good and that she's like, yeah, you and Flav, like you're gonna start like pushing out records, like?
Oh no! Oh God, no! Chantele, I do have the footage. Yeah, would you mind me playing Buck Wild's rap?
Not at
whatever. All right, let's get this queued up. Let's see what happens here.
Birthday to my girl Linda. She up in the soul food hinder. She getting down with the town. I wish you a happy birthday right now.
Where you from?
Okay.
She lost
Linda
me at,
Hinda.
in the hinder. What is the hinder?
Hinda. I have no idea what Hinda could be.
Yeah,
in the Hinda.
in the
like,
hinder, like in the house. But like, since when does Inda become a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm very confused as to why she did this.
I don't know. But especially, well, maybe it usually does better with a better name. Maybe the name Linda really messed things up because it's a lot harder to rap to.
Right. Well, our names rhyme, Chappell and Chantele. I don't think she could have done anything with us either.
But you could be like Hell. You could be like Bell. There's a lot of like
There's more words.
Words that will rhyme with L, right?
That
Linda?
lady said her name was Linda, and she should have said "Happy Birthday, Linda," and moved on. So Brittany in the chat makes a good point. Says, I feel like there were a lot of characters like Buck Wild on TV during this era of reality TV. Kendra from Girls Next Door was the same way. Now, I remember Kendra for sure. I don't remember her being as bad as Buck Wild, because Buck Wild is obviously just like a cartoon character. But I do totally agree that there were so many people in like the Malibu's Most Wanted, Be Rad from the Boo kind of mold, where it was like, oh yeah, they're a white person, but like, we accept them because they speak with the slang or whatever. They come off like this, even though it's like almost cartoonish the way they do it. Like they're like, oh, it's a caricature of something that we would like to see. And it never quite hits the same. I think eventually we move away from that. I think Mike Boogie was another person that was like that, Chantele. Remember when Mike Boogie was a rapper, season 2 of Big Brother?
Mike Boogie was very embarrassing. And still is to this day. Okay, you know what? You're right. There was this like, can we call it Uber Wigger? Like Uber Wigger? Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah. I can see it. So, yeah, Buck Wild making some choices. I'm still not quite sure why she decided to rap, but she just had to. And so more of Buck Wild. Another person who's standing out, Chantele, amongst the crowd is is Delicious. Delicious is taking orders and she's serving the food and she's answering the phone, and she said this is just a lot to do, but for some reason the only thing people can pay attention to is Delicious's assets, Chantele.
Now, do you think that the producers of Big Brother this season saw this episode recently and was like, because remember how Keanu had this, like, the butler?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I feel like they got inspiration from maybe this episode with having, like, serving something off of the ledge in the back.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in the back of Delicious. And so I definitely think that you can kind of like see a through line between like, okay, maybe put Keanu in a Delicious costume and see what happens. Now, you know, again, this is a different time. So objectifying a woman's body like this is definitely something of the times, right? But these days, like, you know, like objectify man is funny. You know, it's comedy. Objectify women, like, for Delicious, it was funny. She took it in stride, but you know, we kind of move away from this kind of content. I think after a while, like you could never. I don't think you've ever seen an episode of The Bachelor where somebody is like, "Damn, look at that girl ass."
Definitely not in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember before that. I do feel like maybe like boobs, like big boobs have been talked about or like mentioned, or, you know, keep your eyes up here, sir. Like, you know, like that kind of thing. But definitely not the butt.
Yeah. Last season, I think it was Hottie's assets up here that were really getting a lot of Flav's attention, a lot of camera time for Hottie. I think Nibbles is aptly named in a lot of ways.
Well, she doesn't wear a bra, so
like, yeah, she's drawing a little attention to herself, I would say. I think it'd be hard to ignore if you're somebody like Flav.
I have a question. I mean, they're not in bathing suits, so this is not necessarily relevant for this season or episode, anyways. But when did the black box come into play? Right? Because like on The Bachelor now, like, so if someone had significant assets and they're wearing a bikini at bottom of some sort, they would use a black box to cover their cheeks. So when did that happen? Right? Because like, look, now we're like, okay, we're kind of glorifying the shape and we're zooming in and we're showing the butt. When did it change from showing the butt, this is a zoom, to black box? Can't show the butt anymore.
I think it's around the same time. I think you have like the Jerry Springer Show and Girls Gone Wild that are really taking that like too hot for TV kind of mold into consideration, and like showing it just enough to where, you know, it's like you could see that you're about to see something, but we put the black box on right over the top, right? It's like to entice you to want to see more, to sell the like deleted scenes and all this other stuff. And then I think it just kind of stuck around. It just became a household thing. Now here, back in the Wild West and Flavor of Love, they're not censoring a lot. You know, like we are like borderline.
Well, they did
whatever.
censor Nibbles' nipples.
Yeah. Which you know, honestly, I think if they don't censor it, it probably draws less attention to it. It's like the fact that the cameraman like slides back and then they put the censors over, like you're like, oh, that Nibbles.
Now, what did they put as the censors over? Was it cupcakes?
I thought it was Flav's face. I can't remember.
Oh, maybe it was Flav's face. I don't.
It might have been. It might have been Flav's face or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, always some clownery here. Chantele, the cooking goes okay for certain people. Boots and Something are in there fighting for their lives against the animals. Something probably won't win the competition. In fact, Boots is the one who ends up taking the W here, and she wins a date with Flavor Flav. I was very happy. I'm a big Boots fan, so I was very happy to see her kind of step up and have some good moments in this episode, because her and Flav end up going and having a nice little romantic date, kind of on a lookout. It's very much like in the Grease mold or something like that, I would say. What do you think about this date and Boots as the winner?
Very trope date nowadays. Like, is she wearing her own, what are they called, Letterman jacket?
Letterman jackets. Yeah,
like,
no, she should be wearing his by now. He should like a gentleman taking it off and put it on her, right?
Like, I want that moment to happen, because I was like, she's not already wearing something, you know what I mean? And like, this is like, if she came back to the house wearing his jacket,
oh
like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, people would
have
gone ballistic. And that jacket's like kind of cool. So that's definitely a trope date that's gone on like every season of Bachelor. Is going to have some sort of drive in you know, some old vintage convertible, go look at the sunset or whatever, have a little makeout, maybe have a picnic behind, like, you know, in the back kind of thing. So yeah, they definitely are the trailblazers here on the dates for these reality dating shows.
Yeah, Flav had a few standouts. Delicious, he says her ass is on fire. We've talked a little bit about that. He also says, Buck, wow, this personality you got, it just shows me that you're keeping it real. And of course, something really let him down when she got fired. So Boots ends up being the big winner of the day. They have their romantic date on the hilltop. And he says her insides and outsides are just the bomb, which I'm assuming he means her personality and also her external look. And they have pretty good chemistry. She thanks him for picking her. And she says she's glad that he understands and sees who she really is. So she's feeling like this really went well. And he gets back to the house with his dates from Boots. And she has a lot of opinions about, like, hey, here are your options. What are you doing? Like, Boots is really trying to put herself at the forefront in a kind of like in a situation where we saw Bucky in the first couple of episodes. Boots has kind of stepped into that role.
And I think now that she's had this one-on-one experience with him, I think she feels more like his bona fide, like his girl. So she can come and tell him what's going on, and he's going to listen to her because they have this kind of connection. So I do think that he likes her, but she's going to have to toe the line, though, because if she starts maybe saying things about people that he might like more or like a lot, it could bode poorly for her. But right now, I think she's in a good position. She can say what she wants right now.
And she knows it because she has a lot to say. Flav gets to the house, and the rest of the women have been waiting for him patiently. We see Toasty come up to Flav, and he says, okay, I'll come find you whenever I'm ready. Delicious comes to see Flav, and he's still focusing on the assets from earlier that day. He tells her, you go slip into something more comfortable and come see me. And so she ends up telling us that Flav belongs to no one, and she's going to be there for him because he summoned her. The last one we see trying to make a move at Flav is Crazy, and this is a big difference from what we saw originally because Crazy asked to see Flav in the hot tub. He says, no, I'll probably just go to bed. Now, this hurt Crazy's feelings, and she went to go talk about it with Tiger, and in their discussion, she says that Flav likes her because she's putting her heart out there, but because she's putting her heart out there, she's more opportune to get hurt, she's more prone to getting hurt. And so Tiger does not really respect this. She like, be for real, you don't love this man, you just met him.
I think, though, Tiger might have been projecting a little bit. I don't know if Crazy likes him or not, or wants to win, or likes the attention. They have a little bit of a bond. We already talked about that. But it would hurt me, too, if I had just spent so much time with him. Now he goes on a date with somebody else, and then he comes back. He doesn't want to spend time with me anymore, especially if it's delicious. Yeah, it was delicious, right? Yeah. And so I would be feeling a type of way as well, even if I don't like him that much. Like, wait, what's going on? Like, that's not the way that you usually treat me.
Yeah, it gets really messy very quickly here because Tiger, of course, is telling her, like, these girls, y'all are throwing y'all stuff at Flav. Y'all barely know him, and she's more old-fashioned. She ain't gonna be doing all of that chasing. But Boots is watching again from her spot on the hammock. She's back on her perch, and she overhears the conversation, and she does not like that Tiger is not saying that she's basically interested in Flav. She said, I already peeped her fucking game. She's fake all around. She's a thirsty bitch, and I'm done. And so I'm sorry, Boots is a quote magnet. Yeah, she don't mess around at all. But the other thing that comes out of this moment is that Crazy's rejection is then further highlighted when something comes in with the news that Delicious is actually in the room with Flav right now. And it takes me back to do you remember when Goldie went on her date and New York found out and she was like, wait, say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. It can't be. So you're telling me he's on a date with her right now? Like he's on a date with her.
Oh my God, she's spiraling.
Yes. Crazy has a spiral. She does not like this at all. She starts crying in front of everybody.
And I think it's just building up that like she really thought that she was the front runner, and now she's seeing some people starting to catch up, and she's worried about getting eliminated. Like I don't think she's going to get eliminated anytime soon. I still think that she's going to go to the end, but she's recognizing that her place isn't as secure as she thought it was.
And the betrayal. Her best friend who was just telling her, oh, you're so like he likes you so much, he loves you so much. Oh my God, y'all had great chemistry. It's fate that you got to go spend all night with him. Has now basically blocked your whole little hot tub situation that you were trying to set up, and is now waking up in bed with Flav the next morning. And so look at this couple. Look at them.
Flav is a bit of a disturber, okay?
Mhm.
He, like, I don't know if he knows how good friends that those two are, but like he knows that he just denied Crazy from like the hot tub moment. He could have said like, but hey, do you want to, like, we can go and we can have a little cuddle before I want to go to bed early or whatever. He could have said that, but he didn't. And then he's taking a snooze little cuddle with somebody else. Like, he's messy.
He is. And Delicious knows that she might get some backlash for this, because she says, okay, I'm the first one to sleep in Flav's bed. So one, it's probably going to cause a rift between me and Crazy because Crazy thinks that he belongs to her. But two, people probably going to start to talk about me behind my back because, you know, I was the first one to make this move. But she ain't worried. Delicious is like, I don't care personally. What do you think about Delicious so far?
I mean, she's actually starting to bring some drama because she's kind of a little bit more low key before. And I think the drama is starting to amp up a little bit. I think that there's going to be further friction and tension between her and Crazy. Like, I think as they go deeper into the competition, as they start having more feelings for Flav, and as their friendships either grow or kind of separate, I think that she's going to be a main proponent of drama, and I think it's just been building up week by week.
Now, the next part of this episode, we get the Hold the Fort Down challenge, and we have these 5 women, Beautiful, Like That, Nibbles, Patience, and Tiger, all going, and they have to help Flav's friend. He has a hip-hop homie friend who has a house that needs to be cleaned. They had a party, and they have an hour and a half until the homie gets home, and all they have to do is clean the house. But Chantele, give me this over the cooking? I mean, give me the cooking over this. Yes. Every time.
Look absolutely.
Look at this house.
I mean, they didn't expect them to be able to get this done. Like, if you're hiring like cleaning for your own home, like, it's usually like 5 hours would take 2 people to clean the whole space. So if you have 5 people, you need at least like a couple of hours, like an hour and a half to do all of this. And then, as we'll talk about, be like, don't forget the backyard. Like, what? Like, this is crazy that you would need probably 10 people at least to be able to do this in an hour and a half. But I don't even think that that's possible. Is that do a good job?
So cleaning for me is not hard. I give me some headphones and a Red Bull, and I'm locking in. I'm locking in. Like, I can zone. I guess it might be the ADHD, but there are some times where I can just like hyper focus on something.
Yeah,
this would not be an issue for me as long as you can tell me this is just like food and dirt. It looks like feces in certain areas, and that I don't want to touch it. Nibbles is the brave soul that actually goes and tries to clean the toilet, and she says it doesn't even flush. That's where you lose me. But prior to that, this, Chantele, I could do this. I just wouldn't finish it in an hour and a half.
Exactly. But, like, I could do it as well, but I think that the other task is a lot easier to deal with than this. Like, this was just be annoying. It would take forever. Like, we'd never get it done, so I wouldn't even feel like the satisfaction of the completion of the task. And it just was like, it wasn't a well balanced like 2 different tasks, you know.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so we get to see. I feel like the first challenge is better because we get to see how the women interact with the other people. So we see them like taking orders. We kind of learn more about their personality, like who's good with the customers. It kind of reminds me of the old folks or whatever, where they were like, okay, we see who's willing to play ball. This is just the 5 women in there with their heads down going to work. You know, they're in there trying to make it happen. And I guess it's just to show like who is willing to do whatever Flav asks. You know, if it's a task like this isn't going to hurt anybody or anything like that. But Nibbles basically makes like a hazmat suit of her own because she's just, you know, trying. They're all trying. We also find out who our big rapper is, and it is Warren G, the hip hop legend. Chantele, what you know about Warren G?
Well, what I didn't know about Warren G was how cute he is, or was back then. I was like, excuse me, I had your cassette tape. Renegade. What is it?
Relegators.
It wasn't clear back then.
I said relegators, regulators.
I know, I'm like messing up everything, but I know this friggin' song.
Yes.
Yeah, regulators, mount up.
Yeah.
I was like, excuse me, he's that cute. I was definitely very happy about that. Like I said, I had their cassette. It did have their words that you pulled them out.
You did, yeah. You pulled it out the back.
I was actually quite young. You'd be surprised, but like I had the cassette with the words, and I definitely listened to it over and over again. I don't remember all the other songs, but if I played that cassette, I would remember all the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was on the Above the Rim soundtrack too, and I had that cassette. So yeah, let's age ourselves real quick. But yeah, Warren G, hip hop legend, is good friends with Flavor Flav, and so the women are very happy to see when he walks in like that. I love like that. Like that in every situation. She's so grateful. She's all in on being there. She's like, you can tell she's really internalizing the experience. Like, it's a dating show.
You wash her hands before she goes in for the hug. That's all I was thinking. Like, I'd be like,
don't no. See, listen. On the one hand, I think you're right. Yes, clean yourself up because you've been touching all this grime. On the other hand, I was told that this was Warren G's mess. You did this. You did this. I don't feel any sympathy for him. Okay. One of the women was not exactly happy. Look at Beautiful's face when he walks in the room. She doesn't care whose house this is. This woman is like, I did not come here to clean. She's got like the Dexter's Laboratory gloves on. This woman is not okay. I love Beautiful so much. Look at her. She's pissed.
I would probably be kind of annoyed though at this point, being like, this is your mess that I'm cleaning up, and now you're walking in like like, aren't you embarrassed? I would be embarrassed if I saw the people cleaning up my nastiness. I don't think it's actually his mess. I just think that it's not his house, that the producers made a house and he's just pretending like it's his. But I would probably be giving him a little bit of cut eye, side eye.
They told them with 18 minutes left that they had forgotten the backyard. I'd have just been like, well, I guess we're not doing it because what are we gonna do in 18 minutes?
When they keep on going out to the back, they're almost like slipping and breaking their ankles. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is dangerous.
Yeah. So like I said, like that, she's like really in the moment. You could tell she's so happy about this. But Nibbles is the one who gets the win. And Bucky will say she doesn't even get why Flav would pick this internet stripper, but she does not respect Nibbles at all.
When you said internet stripper, I was actually wondering, and maybe you could do some research for me. Does Nibbles have an OnlyFans now? Because like internet stripper would to be, some people use OnlyFans for that type of income. I'm wondering if that's if she's forayed into OnlyFans since her early 2000 internet stripping days. Did she actually internet strip, or is she just like making fun of her?
No, I think she actually was. That's Nibbles' whole storyline, is that like, oh, she's like the more sex positive of the women. And so I wouldn't be shocked if that was actually a thing that she did. But she was like ahead of the game. Like, I don't know if she's still out here living like that and, doing stripping online. She might have made a killing during COVID.
Money now though, right? Being
absolutely.
Like bank. I know some people that like are on OnlyFans making like $50,000 a month, and I'm like, okay.
Right. Look, it's better now. The money's better now for sure than it was back then. So she could definitely kind of make a name for herself off of that. I have not found said material online. Not that I've looked very hard, but I'll check it out. I'll come back next week with an update. So back at the house, Crazy is talking about something shitting herself. And something, of course, does not like this at all. And so she barges into the room and she tries to shut it down. To me, I feel like, and I don't like anybody getting bullied, but I don't think something can be mad about this. Something you shat on the floor, then people gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's if it's on TV, they can talk about it, right? Like even we kind of say, if we were watching a television show, we're doing a recap, we're doing a review about it. If it happened on the show, we kind of are allowed to have a conversation about it. So she shat on the floor on the TV show and it made air. The people in the house can definitely be talking about it because we're talking about it. I'm not over it. I understand them being like, can you still believe she's still here? And she's on the floor? Like, of course I'm going to be talking about it because it's insane that she's still in the house.
Yeah, insane. we've seen people eliminated for just existing. Flav wasn't feeling them, but yet this woman has shat on the floor and she is still here, and now she has the nerve to basically tell people to get over it. They're not going to, and I think that's a steep ask for people, because Boots says, I ain't gonna bite my tongue about it. I'm gonna keep talking about it if I want to. And so, although something is tired of defending herself, Boots is not backing down. But like I said, I think Boots has a point.
I'm on Boots' side here. Sorry, something. Like you can't shit on the floor and expect people to talk about it. Like that's just a fact. She is going to be tied to that shit for the rest of her reality TV days, and maybe even outside of that. Like maybe 15 years later, people aren't talking about the show anymore, and she meets someone, says like, "Oh, I was on Flavor of Love," like, "Oh, that show where somebody shat on the ground." She has to be like, "That was me." Like it's just what people are going to talk about for sure. Yeah. So she's not living that down.
And she can't have it both ways. Because last episode, and even in parts of this episode, she's embracing it. She's like, I like that it's giving me attention. It's making me stand out to Flav. Okay, well, it stands out to everybody. And nobody has forgotten what you did. So Boots says, please send something home. And Boots be on point. You know, she's, like I said, she's kind of in control of eliminations this week, whether y'all like it or not. Flav takes Nibbles for her private one-on-one date. And they have a butler and a full course meal with the amuse-bouche and all this other stuff. And Flav, like, they're sitting so far away from each other at the table.
Very funny.
Like a king and queen. I do like it because Nibbles she's very passive. She won't really speak up. She doesn't want to rock the boat too much. So she's like, if Flav wants me to sit back here, I'll sit over here. But she's also like, hey, I can't really, like, she can't see him over the centerpiece. She's looking around the table
so
setting. So eventually, Chantele, they come over and eat a little bit closer to each other, which makes total sense. And she's a really good sport about it. But let's talk about this food. This is the biggest lobster I've ever seen in my life.
It can't be real, right? I mean, it could be, but like, I don't. Is it?
Well, why would they bring him a prop lobster?
Well, we never actually saw him eat it, like just to see him go ham on it with like that mallet. Right?
He did fight the lobster basically. Okay. I hear you that it's not real, and that makes total sense.
Maybe,
but why would they bring? We've never seen them bring out a prop before. Why would they bring out a prop lobster? What does that do for them?
I guess nothing, but like you can't eat lobster, so you don't even know to like it. But
I used to eat lobster back in the day. My allergy is new.
Right, that's right. How new is it though again? From when?
Probably about 10 years.
Okay. I really like lobster. It's definitely a very tasty seafood. But seeing it that big, it just seems unappetizing to me. Like, I don't know, there's something about it being so big grosses me out, and I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know, it's just too big. It's gross.
Yeah. He tells Nibbles very lovingly, but that the difference between Nibbles and the lobster is that Nibbles already comes open.
Wait, what?
He told her, he's like, you're not like this lobster. You come already opened.
But what does that mean? Like leg spread?
I think that's what he was getting at.
Or mouth spread? Mouth open?
Or maybe like open, like she's open-minded, accepting. She's already open to sharing herself, like her personality, her experiences.
Oh, I guess he doesn't have to crack the outer shell.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, so she's already
ready.
Book. Okay.
An open book for sure. Outside the other women. That. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure, so I thought we needed to talk it out. Outside the other women are playing a game, and this time they're telling people to say something bad about someone around the table. Patience is like, I don't want to do that. Like I'm good. And Boots scoffs at this and jokingly says, like, okay, Patience, I'll say something mean about you then. And so Patience responds, okay, well, fine. If I got to say something mean, then you're too loud. And Boots says, well, I don't appreciate that you like to mess with Asian men with small penises. So there's that. And next thing you know, Patience is upset. And Boots is telling us that she doesn't appreciate Patience talking bad about Black men, but then getting offended when people talk about Asian men. And she tells her, if you don't want to be here, take your ass back to Hong Kong. Now, we've learned that Patience is not only from China, she's lived there, but she's also part Chinese. And so this is a big part of her heritage as well. And so she does not take this well, and she's a little drunk.
She's definitely a little drunk. And it is a little bit interesting that she's on this show for a Black man's attention, but she does keep on addressing the fact, like, I can go to China and I could be treated like a queen and this and that. And I'm like, okay, why are you on this show then if you can do all that, which is fine, like do whatever you want. But I just didn't understand why she was there looking for the affection of a Black man, which she keeps on just saying, like, I can leave and be with somebody else,
Yeah, it's like she gets drunk and be like, I ain't got to take this. And it's like, okay, well, nobody told you to come over here and sign up for this. Like, I don't know if she's waiting on Flavor of Love China, in which case, somebody else of love, or maybe Flav goes to China and is like a different, I don't know. I don't really know what she's waiting on, but for this one, I think it's just getting on Boots' nerves, honestly. And like I said, Boots is kind of in a position now where she's like, I'm kind of in charge. And if I don't want them around, I'm going to make sure that they know it. So Flav ends up meeting with the girls again, and Crazy and him have a conversation. She's not okay. She's like, actions speak louder than words, Flav, and you left me hanging, and then you went to hang out with Delicious. And all Flav is hearing is that this woman might be a little jealous.
And he has a big problem with people being jealous.
He doesn't like that at all. That's one of his icks.
But is it because he's inappropriate with other people and he doesn't want somebody that might put a boundary on him as to what he can and cannot do?
I'd say yeah. But to me, it's like twofold, right? Like, so on the one hand, he definitely is like, oh, how do you feel about me like being around other women, right? Like we saw that was a big point of contention last season with people like New York who were like, I don't like for you to be around other women. I don't care for that. I don't like it at all. Meanwhile, he kept New York all the way to the final two. So it's like, if you really didn't like it, why are you still talking about it? Like, why is it a thing? Like, why are these people who are jealous so making it so far into the game? And now with Crazy being so far into the game, you would wonder, like, okay, well, if you think she's not going to be okay with you dating all these people, then why are you keeping her around?
Absolutely, because he likes the drama. He likes messy. He's those people on the dating apps. It's like, I don't want any drama. And it's like anybody that says that they don't want any drama is because they are the drama causers. And the women around them, might react to the things that they do and might have a dramatic response. So I don't know. I think Mr. Flame might be a little toxic.
A little bit, at least a little bit. So Boots will go on to tell Flav everything that she knows because she's in charge. And so she says, I don't like something. She's not here for the right reason. Tiger is not feeling you. And me and Patience just got into it. Yesterday, she was talking about how she wants to be with an Asian man. So she can go and Tiger can go too. Flav ends up going to Patience and she doesn't make him feel any better about her position in the game. She says if he doesn't send Boots home, then she's probably going to be the one going home. And Boots thinks that something or Tiger is going to go home instead. So by the end of this, we will have 2 eliminations, but Boots is really pushing for 3. And so when Flav starts handing out clock at the top of the pyramid, getting the first clock, to my surprise, was Crazy. What'd you think about Crazy still holding that number 1 spot down?
Because I think he likes her, but he's messy and he wants her to start acting a little toxic so that, A, for the TV show, and B, so that he knows that she actually really likes him. Like he wants her to pop off and get a little crazy.
Yeah, kind of like making a little jealous, see how bad she wants it. Again, he tried that with New York and it just felt like you playing with fire. But I don't think Crazy, I know he's calling her crazy, but she ain't New York levels of like energy. I will say I'm not gonna call New York
As
crazy.
far as
Crazy.
we've seen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like right now, we've only seen her cry as a response to her rejection or whatever. I don't know how she'll be if, say, she gets wind that Delicious and him are doing you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So we never know if some fieriness might come out of her.
Yeah. And we also have Delicious commenting on Crazy, saying that she's losing sight of the competition. She's not here to be looking for a BFF. She's supposed to be here for Flav. And so there's a little bit more tension. Like you said, Delicious is not, she's kind of calling Crazy out on maybe not really focusing on what the goal is here. And the goal is not to beat the other women, it is to connect with Flav. So maybe something to keep an eye on later on. We also have Like That and Beautiful, who will be the next two. What do you think about Beautiful kind of getting the next clock? Because we barely saw her in this episode.
Yeah, when she got her clock called, I'm like, okay, I recognize her, but I don't really remember like which group was she in. Was she the one that was with the gloves on?
She's the one who made the
side eye
Warren G face. Yeah, she was giving the mad face when they had to clean up.
I mean, I think she's pretty and she gave a nice little meme face, so she can stay for sure. But I don't really know her or her personality or who her friends are. If she likes Flav, like I need a little bit more, but I can understand her sticking around so he can have a date with her. But we don't know her really at all yet.
Right, Like That is in the top 3, followed by Toasty, who gets a clock next, then Delicious, and this is when Crazy says to us, I don't know if I can trust Delicious as far as I can throw her, and I don't think I can throw her very far. So maybe she is waking up to, maybe that Delicious is not so much here to make friends and is here to steal your man.
Mrs. Steal Your Man, I guess, is who Delicious is. And I think she would even call herself that because she was like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for the guy. And she's going to walk all over Crazy if she has to.
David in the chat points out that Beautiful is one of the least interested people from any of these shows, but she's stunning. And I would agree. I remember being enamored with Beautiful. And through 3 episodes, I cannot remember, aside from her beauty, what she had done before episode 3. I think she was a bigger character in episode 1, for sure. She was like good on commentary. But like by episode 2 and 3, she's kind of faded into the background, but she looks good.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, she's pretty.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there's a reason why he named her Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I saw her. I saw Beauty.
Oh, so Beautiful is your season crush? She's your Smiley?
I was all in on Beautiful for sure. I was very high on Boots for sure.
Boots, but you just like saying the name.
I don't do the New York voice for Boots.
But you like saying the word Boots with the New York voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, I really don't do it. Do I? I haven't done it today.
Not today.
Yeah, the Boots. Yeah, like because Hoops is way better. Hoops. Yeah.
Hoops, like Boots. Like it's good. It's good.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was between Boots and Beautiful for sure when I watched this the first time. Then of course Bucky is a big character as well who stood out. But yeah, like I think for me, starting with Beautiful for sure. So I understood when Flav gave her the clock. Flav also gives a flock.
Go ahead. Say this part. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say he also gives a clock to Buck Wild.
So Buck Wild didn't hit your radar as a young man?
No.
You were like, ooh, let's get
no.
Buck Wild.
I was very confused by Buck Wild most of the time. She said, it's time to get Buck Wild, baby. She says, what's up, dog? And just generally speaking, I just like, not really my type of.
But I don't know. There's something about her, the fact that she commits to the bit. Like she's so embarrassing, but she's committed, and I'm impressed by that.
Yeah,
no,
she's in it, and Flav likes her a lot. So I mean, he keeps picking her, and he sees what we see, and so he's into it.
Because it's insane that she's a real person.
Yeah, this is a cartoon character of a woman. Nibbles gets her clock next. Flav is still calling her Nipples. Like it's like he forgot that he named her Nibbles and why. Because it wasn't.
Well, I think he named her Nibbles because he wanted to name her Nipples, and they probably were like, you can't do that. But then he keeps on slipping up when he sees her nipples.
Is Nibbles the most inappropriate name, or Nipples the most inappropriate name that we would have had he been able to name her that?
I think so, because everything else is like
suggestive,
alluding, to things.
Yeah, like everything else
cherries,
is like okay. Yeah, cherries, like, apples,
peaches. Was there
peaches?
peaches?
There was a peaches. Yeah, there was a peaches.
I'm like just making, I'm just like making over eggplant, like like banana. Like,
oh god, just random apples and oranges and fruits that are suggestive. Yeah. Every time he calls her nipples, I laugh because I'm like, it's Nibbles. Come on, right? It's right there. But she's into it. Nibbles knows what she's like. You said she's not even wearing a bra. She's kind of like, look at me, a little bit. So, Bucky also gets a clock. Like I said, it was a very quiet episode for her, and that leaves 4 bodies left and 2 clocks. He tells Boots to keep smiling, and she ends up getting a clock. And then he turns to Patience, and she's like, "I'm not going to fight or argue to be a part of this. Like, I'm not into it." And so, although Flav is happy that she stuck around, Patience ends up bowing out, Chantele. She basically just like quits.
Yeah, I was like, I guess she felt embarrassed that Boots called her out, and so that she didn't actually want to be there, and then it was too obvious that she didn't actually want to be there. Like, I don't know, I just thought it was weird. If you're on a competition show and you get a clock, like, why go up there crying and then being like, I gotta bow out, I can't be here? It's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. She basically told Flav earlier that, like, if either Boots goes or she goes. Like, she's just not doing it. She's like, I'm grown. I'm not dealing with this drama. I'm not. Like, look, Patience, this ain't the flex you think it is. Like, I understand, but like at the same time, like, Boots, this show probably lasts, what, 2 weeks max, 3 weeks maybe. Like, for the odds are that the two of you won't remain in the house that much longer together anyway. You'll be okay. Move rooms, like, I think it'll be all right.
There's no way that I would ever allow anybody to push me out of anywhere. Like, yeah. I'm just too headstrong. But I guess she's not. But yeah, I wouldn't lose an opportunity over Boots. Like, yeah.
And the inciting incident was really them joking. Like, Boots was not saying anything offensive about Patience, but they were a little drunk. And so once drunk Patience wasn't able to accept the playful back and forth, and Boots, to her credit, is not the most playful when she says things. She says it and laughs at it, like, you're supposed to be laughing with me. But I think it was all supposed to be in good fun, and Patience just was not able to handle the heat.
That game, they definitely use that game in the Real Housewives series. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you've watched any of those episodes, but whenever they have like a big dinner with all the housewives, there's always some sort of table game where like you open up either like a note that says like, okay, like tell somebody your biggest, darkest secret, or like, mm-hmm. or who's the ugliest person at the table, like whatever it is, like there's different variations of the game, obviously. And so I was like, I wonder if they took this idea from this show.
And probably so. Leanne in the chat, Leanne Fuels says they filmed the show for a month, and then she heard from Buck Wild that they got paid $100 a day. Look at that.
That makes sense. It's still $100 a day, I think.
Dear God.
I think a stipend is still $700 a week, I think. Maybe it's gone to $1,000, but I think it's $700 a week.
Yeah, inflation means that the prices are getting more expensive, and we're not getting any more money. That's how it works here. So something ends up getting eliminated here as well. Flav says, I've been trying to keep her in the house. She shat on the floor. I admire her strength for being able to take some of the ridicule from the other women, and I thought I could get past her shitting on the floor. I cannot. You have to go. So we have to say goodbye to Takisha.
Do you think that, when people say the stink is still on them, the stink still follows them, is this from here? Was this the origin story of like the stink still follows them?
It's not the origin story of that, but it definitely fits. It's the most fitting way of putting this. It's like you did a thing and you just can't walk away from it. People will not forget. I mentioned to Mike Bloom earlier that you and I were talking about something, and I said, Yeah, Chantele just saw something shot on the floor, and Mike Bloom was like, "Oh my god!" And he just like immediately remembered. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a household name. Something shot on the floor is like a thing that reality TV people just know. So sorry for her. Her legacy will live on. We say goodbye to Takeisha, and we also say goodbye to Tiger, aka Brittany, because although she says she's enjoying his company, Flav just feels like this isn't the show for her. She's not willing to chase him. She doesn't want to be like, she doesn't want to vie for attention, so she can go.
She can go. We thought she was going to go a couple episodes ago, right? She stepped, or maybe it was last episode, but like, she doesn't really want to be here. She was faking it a bit to stick around maybe one more episode by kissing him when she said that she doesn't do that. So we knew that she wasn't long for the world. And so I thought she was going to be gone last week, but this week makes sense too.
Right. And I forgot about Patience's final words. She's speaking Mandarin, so it was hard for me to understand, but she does call Boots a dirty whore.
I thought it was really interesting seeing her speak Mandarin. Because like I'm always enamored when anybody can speak another language. And then what was interesting too is that she began to look more Asian when she was speaking Mandarin, right? Like, she does look like she's a mix for sure, but she looked more Asian when she was speaking Mandarin. I thought it was kind of cool.
It was like it activated, like, oh, okay. It's like she was back, so yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, no, I appreciate Patience as a character. I definitely forgot about her this season. But seeing her arc and kind of remembering her moments and like that screenshot that I put up with Patience holding up the glass, like that's definitely a moment that is solidified, because she's like, Patience is going home. Like, she knew that this was like the end of the road for her, and that's okay. Like I said, Boots kind of gets her way here. She wanted something out, she wanted Tiger out, and she got the bonus Patience out. So big episode for her. All of her nemesis are out of the house, even with Patience eliminating herself. And so she says, everyone in the house should be aware, because she don't play, and she will move over to the next person to get them eliminated until she gets picked at the end. What do you think about Boots' technique here?
It's working so far, but things work until they stop working. Because I don't know if everybody's going to allow her to steamroll like Patience did. So she's gonna meet her match soon, and it's probably gonna be next episode. She's probably like, oh, I did this, I took out. And I think Patience was a little bit kind of soft. You know what I mean? I don't think that a lot of these other women will allow Boots to do that, and so it'll be interesting to see this conflict.
Yeah. And thanks to Boots, we are down 3 more people instead of 2. And our final contestants here so far are Buck Wild, Boots, Bucky, Buck Wild, again, I'm sorry, Beautiful, Delicious, Crazy, Like That, Nibbles, and Toasty. Toasty holding it down for her role.
Toasty's still here.
Toasty's still kicking it, man. Maybe Toasty's the dark horse this season. Any predictions for next episode, Chantele?
Well, since you kind of asked me about Boots being able to just start taking down all of her competitors, I think that she might meet her match next episode. I think that that's kind of what might come up. I think she's going to be riding high, that she kind of got her way this week or these last couple of days with this particular elimination cycle. I think she's going to be feeling herself a little bit. And whether it's, Flav doesn't give her any attention, or there's somebody that's taking his attention that she doesn't like, I think that there will be more conflict around Boots. And I wouldn't be surprised if Crazy and Delicious have a falling out as well.
Okay. And so if you think Boots is going to meet her match, who do you think that is?
It might be a Like That, because Like That doesn't take no shiz from anyone. Or maybe it's going to be a coming out episode for Beautiful. Maybe we haven't been talking about her, but like maybe it's going to be her episode origin story where like she makes a mark, makes a splash.
Yeah. What do you think about Boots as the mix between New York and Red Oyster?
Yeah, that's exactly what she is. Like 100%. It's like perfect. So I was thinking of, I was going to ask you, I was like, oh, she's kind of pulling like a Red Oyster, which Flav does seem to like. He likes the tattletales. I'm like, interesting.
He appreciates the strategy. Okay. And so that's the end of our recap. Season 2, episode 3, She Works Hard for Her Honey is over, and we will be back next week or whenever. I don't know if we'll be back next week. We'll be back. Yeah. Oh, what's that? What you got?
Well, because I was looking, because like, remember I was saying like the lobsters like is too big, so I looked up like the biggest lobsters, and it doesn't seem like it's that big. Like the ones maybe on the ground are kind of big, but like not as big as the lobster that was on that table.
Yeah, or as red. I think the lobster that we saw that Flav had was just like,
lobsters get red when you cook them.
Yeah, but that thing was like hella. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I guess that's different. Can you find a cooked version of that lobster, like a one out of the water, out of the heat?
Yeah. So I don't know. I still kind of feel like, oh, here's another big one.
Okay, try it. Let's see this one.
But it's still not as big as that.
It's not as big. It's not as big. Okay. So maybe it was fake. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe let us know in the comments. Was Flav fighting with a fake lobster for the bit? Or was that an actual lobster and we just haven't opened our mind to these giant lobster being a thing that you could eat on reality TV? Chantele, that's it. The next episode is called Jelly on the Telly. And so we will be back in a few days to talk about that. But in the meantime, Jelly on the Telly.
What is going to be going on? Okay, can I guess what it's going to be about?
Go on. Yes, absolutely. Let us know.
Jelly. So jelly, I'm thinking jams. I'm wondering if they will be doing a photo shoot maybe with sweet condiments.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what I think. There's gonna be a photo shoot with maybe jelly and like his, like, you know what I mean, like doing some sort of like sexy photo shoot with sweet condiments.
Okay. All right. Well, we shall see. But in the meantime, Chantele, what you got going on?
What do I have going on? Well, I'm going to be going live right after the episode of Love Island Games, Season 2, Episode 16. It's almost over. There's 2 more episodes left of this season. It's been pretty fun. I've been enjoying it a lot. So I've been doing that with Miss T-Joy on my channel, Reality Realist with 3 S's, and then also been covering the Challenge Season 41. That's already up. We usually go live after the episodes on Wednesday. So go and check out our recap. That's it. I'll be in New York, though.
Ooh, I will too. Chantele and I will both be in New York at the RHAP live show, watching Survivor and then kicking it with our friends out there. We know a couple people in the chat are going to be there. I see you, Thundercats. So make sure y'all say hi to us if you see us and talk to us about Flavor of Love, but do not spoil Chantele.
Yeah, don't spoil me. I have one more thing. So David Healy, who's in the chat, he did message me earlier today. And what he said was, I don't know how far you and Chappell plan on diving into the Of Love universe, but if you end up getting to I Love Money, then you'll definitely need to watch Rock of Love first. The characters are just as unhinged and entertaining as everyone on Flavor of Love. So I just wanted to put that out there. That was a request from David Healy.
Rock of Love is definitely on our to-do list. We're going to do the whole
we're doing it in order, I think, is from
we are. We're doing it in order, and it's going to get a mess because some of this stuff is kind of running at the same time. So we're going to go off of like air date and go from there.
Or maybe can we be watching in tandem if they were airing in tandem?
I think so. I think we might have to start splitting the episodes in half and talking about half of one and half of the other. We're just going to see. We're going to see what happens, okay? And so, if you see us, do not spoil Chantele. But make sure you are following her at Reality Realness with 3 S's. And, of course, following me at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms so we can let you know when we're going to be going live. Thank you to all the people who were on the chat. This was so much fun. So, for Chantele and myself, we will catch you all next time when we talk about Season 2, Episode 4 here on the Flavor of Love Recap Live. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Swan Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.